Hi, I'm Vanessa from SpeakEnglishWithVanessa.com. Are you ready to have a conversation?
I am.
Let's do it. For today's English lesson, I'm here in front of my Christmas tree with my husband Dan
Hello, everyone.
in our matching Christmas sweaters.
Looking sharp.
Yes, we are drinking some port today. Cheers.
Cheers.
And we're going to be talking about 9 conversation questions that are great for getting to know someone better. Some of these questions are silly, some of them are deep, some of them are serious, and we're going to be asking them to each other. I hope it will be a great opportunity for you to listen to some real English, but also to expand your vocabulary and be able to learn some new expressions. If we say anything interesting, then I'll try to write it up here so that you can learn as you go and improve your English skills. Are you ready for the first question?
I'm ready, I think.
Okay. The first question is, what was the most embarrassing moment of your life?
Wow, this is going to go right straight for the gut. This is a
Yep.
pretty tough question, I think. The most embarrassing moment of my life. Well, it depends. When I was a child, I had a very embarrassing moment where I was about to sing in my choir at church, and I stepped up to the microphone, and I didn't know that if I got too close, it would have all this feedback and noise and stuff. And I got too close, and it made a bunch of fuzzy sounds. And I remember distinctly a girl who was in the choir said, "You don't have to eat the mic, Dan."
Aww.
She said something like that.
In front of
and
everyone?
everybody was laughing.
Aww.
So that was a really embarrassing
How old were
moment.
you?
Like 7, 8.
Ah, that's bad.
Yeah, so I was a little kid there. And then see, I have 2 most embarrassing moments, so I got a lot of embarrassment to go around. But this is actually pretty similar. So the second most embarrassing, maybe number 1, would be when I failed the speech in speech class in university. Vanessa probably remembers this.
Yeah.
So I stayed up all night trying to finish my speech, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist sometimes, and I was just working on it way too long, and I didn't sleep at all. And then when I got into the schoolroom and started the presentation, I could not remember anything at all. So I just stood up there like this, and I couldn't say anything. And everybody in the room had this look of horror, like, oh my God, he doesn't remember anything.
This is called secondhand embarrassment.
Yes,
when you're embarrassed for someone else.
Everybody was embarrassed for me, and I felt so embarrassed and terrible, and I had to leave the room. And then I kind of fumbled my way through it later. But so some advice out there. If you have a speech, practice it, number 1, and number 2, sleep.
Yeah, I remember you said too at the end of that class, everyone kind of patted you on the
They
shoulder.
were like, yeah, it's okay.
That's really embarrassing. And they're both kind of public speaking type situations.
These are probably the top embarrassing moments. Public speaking makes me nervous anyways, if you can believe it.
Yeah, I'm sure that you're not alone. In fact, that is one of my most embarrassing moments too.
Oh, really?
In fact, it was during a theater practice. I was one of the lead roles in our high school play. And
Of course you were.
the problem was that during rehearsals, during that time period, those weeks, I broke my wrist. So I had a lot of doctor's appointments and I missed a lot of rehearsals. So one day I went to the rehearsal and I was on the stage. There was no audience. It was just the other classmates who were in the play, and my teacher was in the audience. And I didn't know it, but we were supposed to memorize all of our lines on that day. But I didn't know it because I had missed so many rehearsals. And so I got on the stage with my playbook and I was reading my lines because I didn't know we were supposed to memorize them. And she yelled at me so much. She was screaming at me. This is not a good teacher situation in the first place.
Yeah.
But she was yelling at me, "Vanessa, why didn't you remember your lines?" And I stood there, and the only thing I could do was just cry.
Oh no.
And I just cried in front of everyone on the stage.
Oh my God.
I was so ashamed and embarrassed, and
That
I was
sounds
embarrassed
bad.
that I was crying. It was just a really bad situation all around. So
I hope that teacher felt bad
I don't know. She wasn't the nicest person, if
probably-
you can imagine.
Yeah, she probably reveled in it. She was like, haha, got one.
Oh, yeah. So that was probably my most embarrassing moment. All right, let's go to our second question.
All right, the next question is, if you found out that you were the direct descendant of a king or a queen, would you find them and claim your title, or would you keep your life as it is?
There is no question, no doubt in my mind. I would absolutely. What do you think I'm going to say?
You would find out.
Really?
Oh no, am I wrong?
No! I would absolutely keep my life as it is.
Wow, okay.
I think that I am not famous at all on YouTube. YouTube is a very small. The internet
don't know
is a
about
very
that.
small piece of the world.
It's not like being a princess.
But I think if I were very, very extremely famous on the internet or like Hollywood or something like this, I would feel so uncomfortable because you can't have a daily life. You can't go to the grocery store. You can't walk down the street with your children. You just can't live a normal life without people looking at you or even potentially hurting you, or you just can't be normal. And I would never want that for myself. I think
You wouldn't even want to go meet your royal family?
Well, I think the part of this question is claim your title or claim your throne. I would not want to rule or just become famous and then never be able to have a private life. That's something that's really important to me, and thankfully it's something that is possible due to just the widespreadness of the internet. Even though there's many of you who watch these lessons, you're spread out across the world, so it's not really a problem that I face in daily life. I can still go about my life without being recognized, which is great. So I think having a private life is really important to me. And that's, I think, what people who are celebrities or kings and queens don't have. They don't have a private life.
That's true.
So what about you? Would you claim your throne?
Yeah, definitely. Of course, Daniel, King of Scots.
Oh, why would you want to do that?
Or Ireland, maybe? I don't know. Well, because number one, I would just be very curious. Oh, what's the story here? How did they find out? I want to meet these people. I also think it would be kind of advantageous to be living as a normal person for most of my existence and then suddenly find out. You know, that'd be more like a movie type of scene, not so much like I was born into royalty and I have all these procedures and all this fame from birth and everything was given to me. No. Suddenly, one day, I find out I'm a prince or something like that. I'd be far too curious, and also maybe, I don't know.
You always live with what if? What
Well,
if I asked?
I was going to say maybe I like fame more than you. Maybe I like the idea of it. Or influence. I like the idea of influence. Like maybe I could use that position for good in the world.
I mean, that's not a bad thing. You'd be able to probably influence more people than in your private life.
Exactly.
But you give up your private life at the same time. All right, let's go to our next question. Our next question is to name 4 things that we have in common. Now, I'm going to say one, you're going to say one, then I'll say one, then you say one.
We haven't practiced this, so we better really know each other.
Yeah, what is something that we have in common?
Well, we both like to go on adventures.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Boom.
What kind
There
of
you go.
adventures?
We like to travel, so we really enjoyed our time when we traveled to South Korea and living in a different country, eating different food.
Yeah.
Those experiences we both enjoy about the same.
Yeah.
And neither of us are prone to complaining about it. So,
Yeah.
you know, we endure the differences very well.
Yeah, I would say that another similarity that we have, kind of going with this adventure idea, is that we both like to be active. So we often, as a family, go for hikes, or even if it's just a walk around the neighborhood. This doesn't seem like it's extremely active, but I know a lot of people who never go for a walk. So I think something that we have in common is that we really like to move. We're not extremely active, but we
Kind of similar to the first.
Yes, but I think this has to do with
a little different.
exercise and that we chose our house because we can walk to downtown, because we can walk to the park. In a lot of places in the US, that's not possible. So I think
Yeah.
that that's something we have in
We
common.
have a similar taste in
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah. What do you think? What's another thing we have in common?
Well, I think both of us, this is something that we both dislike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we both really dislike phony people,
Oh, that's a good one.
fake people,
Yeah.
or dishonest people. We just really don't hang out with people who are fake in any way, really.
Yeah.
And we can tell. Or even like, I don't know, really full of themselves.
Yeah.
We like genuine people.
Yeah.
Like us.
I think that when you surround yourself with people like that, people who are fake or shallow, then it really influences you personally. So by having people around you who you enjoy and are a positive influence, that can really shape your life.
Yeah, I have a bonus one.
Oh, I'm not done.
I know.
What if it's mine?
We're very fashionable.
We like
High fashion.
high fashion cat sweaters. Very maybe we have a low embarrassment threshold.
That me more than you.
Oh yeah, I'd say so. Maybe that's high embarrassment threshold. We're not embarrassed
Yes.
easily. We're not embarrassed easily because we can wear sweaters like this on the internet. Okay, so
Okay, your real last one. Sorry.
Yes. So my final one is that I think we are both really good at rationally communicating our thoughts to each other. So this is not 100% of the time, but I think that our relationship works really well because when I get upset about something or you're bothered by something or even life's just going well, we can kind of put on our rational thinking hats.
Set aside our biases for a minute.
Yeah, and even if it's really difficult, try to rationally communicate with each other and kind of set aside emotion or set aside, that kind of bias. And that doesn't work 100% of the time, of course, but I think that we are both kind of naturally good at that, but we've also worked on that a lot.
Yeah, we're also pretty lucky because neither of us have extremely high negative emotion. So we don't yell at each other very much. We don't feel very angry that often. Or if we do, it's not the way some people are when they're angry.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, so I think that that's something we have in common is that we communicate in a similar way to each other. All right, let's go to our next question.
Okay, the next question is, what would constitute a perfect day for you? Perfect.
Wow. Well, I think when I saw this question, I kind of thought about a pretty realistically perfect day, not I win the lottery and then I get to, fly around the world. This is not realistic. So when I thought about a perfect day, I started at the beginning of the day. I think the perfect day would be I wake up, no children are crying.
Well, I was going to say no children.
No children are crying because Dan has woken up and is giving them breakfast. And he has already prepared a wonderful breakfast of oatmeal.
Oh, this is detailed.
And
Oatmeal?
we eat oatmeal every morning.
How about bacon and eggs?
Okay, there's bacon and eggs. And I wake up at a nice, not too early hour, and I get to eat this wonderful breakfast, and we go for a family hike.
Is this just at our house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we go for a family hike in the mountains all morning and afternoon and have a picnic on the mountain. And then in the afternoon, we come back and our children magically are just playing so peacefully while we prepare dinner together.
Wow.
I think it would
together.
be fun to, we like to cook together, but we often don't get a chance to cook together because one of us is watching the kids while the other is cooking. So I think it would be lovely, a very realistic day, minus some of the children things, they're playing nicely and happy and we cook together and they go to bed so peacefully. And in the evening, we play our favorite board game, which is Carcassonne.
Okay.
And I win.
Oh, come on.
Perfect day.
Wow. That's a very humble, perfect day.
Yeah?
You don't even go anywhere.
We go hiking.
Okay, well, we go somewhere.
Yeah. What about you? What's the perfect day for you?
Okay, well, mine is
I have a feeling it's a little more extravagant.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more.
Okay.
So we'd be traveling somewhere. So say Japan. I've been having like a itch to go visit Japan, but I know it's not going to happen for a long time because it's far away and we have little kids. So you have one of those like perfect travel days where you're not too tired, you do something really interesting. So maybe we see
A temple.
Well, I love nature, so some of my favorite hikes in South Korea were going up mountains by like old walls, old city walls. Some kind of hike like that. And it's beautiful weather. And we stopped by a delicious restaurant. And I'd be with our kids. Our kids would be older. And everybody would be having a great time. And they'd also be holding my arm and say, "Thanks, Dad, for sending us here. It's great. We love it." And everybody would give me a kiss. My children and my wife, that is. And all the Japanese people, too. And then we jump on a dragon and fly off into the sky.
Wow, that was really amazing.
And that's my perfect day.
Especially the dragon part. Okay. Well, maybe I had a couple sips of port too much, but that was a wonderful day. All right, let's go to our next question. Our next question is a little more serious, and it is, what questions do you think that partners should ask each other before getting married? So we've been married for 10 years.
Whoa.
Almost 10 and a half years.
Would you believe it, Internet?
I know, it's amazing. So we have a little experience, not as much experience as a lot of people who've been married a lot longer than us. But what do you think? What's some things that couples should ask each other?
Just one question, or
What
if there's just one question?
What questions?
Okay.
Don't say all of them because I have the same answer too.
Well, I would probably start with, if you're thinking about marriage, do you want children? There you go. And how many kids do you want?
Okay.
Because, if one person wants 0 and one person wants 1, or any variation of that, it's usually if somebody doesn't want any kids, then that's, that could be a brick wall where you don't want to go any further.
We call that a deal breaker. That's
A deal breaker.
Yep.
And then number 2 would be money, like what's your money expectations, who's going to work, when, how much are they going to work.
How much money are you going to make?
Yeah.
Like those expectations?
Or how much you spend on stuff. Like, do you have what's your goals financially? Do you have financial goals, period?
Okay.
That's what your dad asked me.
And what do you say?
I said, I don't know, sir.
But you know what? That's one of our communication things that we have communicated and step by step grown together and figured it out.
Now I left you with the harder ones.
Yeah.
Do you have anything after that?
I think that it's kind of connected to yours. The first one is, I think it's really important to talk about your expectations for your roles, specifically gender roles. And a lot of us maybe have parents who have a traditional gender role situation where the father goes to work and the mother stays with the children. But for our generation, it's not exactly always like that. There's a lot of variations of that. So for us, we both take care of our children and we both teach you English and work on this English teaching business. So our life is a lot different than what our parents traditionally had.
Yeah.
So I think that it would be important to talk about, what do you expect me to do? What do you expect you to do? What do I expect of myself? And then, in different stages of life, when we have kids, what do we expect to do? If we're going to have kids, what do we expect? So I think that those roles in general are good to talk about, but even more specifically, I remember when we first got married, this might be a little strong to say, but one of the best things we did was just to say, I do the dishes, you do the laundry. Like, this is so simple.
Clear separation.
Yeah, but just having a really clear delegation of, this is my task, this is your task. And we're still working on that because every stage in life is a little bit different. But I think that having this accepted and talked about role is really important, instead of just assuming, oh yeah, she's going to do it. Oh yeah, he's going to do that. No, you should talk about it because it's always evolving and changing. So yeah, I think you should talk about your roles. All right, let's talk about our next question.
The next question is, your house catches on fire and you are running out the door and you can only grab one thing. What would it be and why?
I think that there's more to this question.
Is there?
It says, after saving your loved ones and all of your pets, you can make a final
That's a given.
dash into your house safely. So we want to exclude all of these situations. Your kids are safe, your loved ones are safe, your pets are safe, and you can safely get something else. What would it be?
Okay, everybody else is out of the house already,
yeah.
including your Little cat and dog.
Yes. So
And your fish.
what is basically we're talking about an item. What is something that you would grab? Oh boy. I think for some reason my first instinct with this question is to say in our closet there's a box of my pictures from growing up, of my journals from growing up. These kind of personal mementos. And it's all in one box, so maybe it's kind of cheating because I can take the whole box. But I think that maybe I would take this. I don't know in reality what I would actually grab. I'd probably grab something random like a house plant that I don't care about. Like I think in that moment of panic, you probably do something not rational.
Can your phone be considered a loved one? Because I just automatically grab that.
Is your phone a loved one?
Well, I mean, if I'm only going to grab one thing,
At the table...
the second I get out of bed, my hand would just grab the phone. So I don't think it counts.
So are you saying that like if
We're
your
excluding
family,
our phone.
if your phone is a loved one, that at the family table you have a chair for you, a chair for your wife, a chair for your kid, and a chair for your phone because it's a
Yeah.
loved one?
In the baby chair.
In the baby chair is okay. All right. So what would you bring if you
Besides my phone?
besides your phone, I guess?
Okay.
What would you take?
Well, so I'd probably be pretty practical. I think I'd grab a box full of hard drives, external hard drives.
Oh, okay.
Because we have all Vanessa's old videos that are not backed up on the internet, and all kinds of pictures that we don't have anywhere.
true.
And it's digital, but it's not on the cloud. I wouldn't probably even grab a computer now because most of the stuff is online in some way or easily re-accessed.
Like you can get your pictures on Google Photos, but the pictures
Not some of our old pictures.
pictures that are on the hard drive you can't get.
All of our pictures from South Korea.
Yeah, all of that kind of stuff, which kind of makes me think maybe we should back
Maybe
that
we
up.
should, yeah. Maybe.
Maybe we should put it in the cloud somewhere or think about that. Yeah, well, thank you, YouTube video, for making us think about that.
But my phone already ran out the door, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Him or her?
Your loved one?
They.
Oh, all right. Let's go to our next question. The next question is a more personal one, and it is, what is something that most people would find surprising about you? And when I say most people, I'm talking about people who are watching here. So those of you who are watching this video, you've probably learned a lot about us personally by watching these English lessons, even though you're also learning English. But what do you think is something that our students would find surprising about you?
Yeah, I think it would probably be that I can occasionally be a little bit, depressive is strong, but I can be somber or melodramatic, perhaps.
Yeah, there's ebbs and flows in life, and
Yeah.
sometimes on those downs, you can be more sad.
Probably more in my teens and 20s, though. Since I've hit 30, I'm just stable as a rock, as a boat in a still sea.
Okay. Yeah, I think that it just shows too, though, that, everybody has different sides of themselves and is a real human, not just silly, happy all the time.
I certainly
we're
present
normal.
myself as very silly. I mean, I enjoy being silly, and I'm actually generally a happy person. But I even kind of revel in sadness a little bit. Like, I like to listen to sad songs a lot, and I like to just, think and
Just as an
sad.
example,
Be like, not grumpy, just, yeah. I don't even know it's not quite sadness. It's more just like
Blue.
dramatic or blue, yes.
yeah, just as an example, Dan likes to create playlists, which are kind of like different songs that he can listen to that are grouped together. And one of his playlists is Songs for Feeling Blue. So when Dan is feeling a little sad, he likes to listen to sad music.
Yeah.
And this is
Or
absolutely...
even when I'm feeling happy, honestly.
Really?
Sure.
Oh, this is absolutely not like me.
I love sad music.
I am not like that at all. When I feel sad, I'm trying to do everything possible to get rid of the sadness, not to kind of be in that
I'm
moment.
not sure I've ever seen you sad.
Really?
I mean, not often.
Yeah, I guess
We've been
that's...
married 10 years.
Yeah, I think
But
there's been
She is not a low person at all.
been very few times
I
where
mean, you could probably tell.
it's kind of stayed in my life. Usually
Yeah.
it's just a moment or Like, it's usually more,
Usually when you drink wine.
uh-oh, am I gonna
That's
be,
the only times I can really remember
am
you
I
saying,
gonna be blue?
I feel like bummed or sad or something.
Sometimes
Yeah.
red wine especially makes me feel a little bummed. But how I would answer this question, something that you might find surprising about me, is that I think that I have a pretty strong nihilistic streak. This is,
But she's a very happy nihilist.
yeah, so nihilism kind of means that you think, it's all pointless. There's no meaning. Why would this matter? And
Yeah,
kind of
if I-
feeling that there's no hope.
If I get charged up about politics or something, she just kind of shrugs her shoulder.
Like, well, it's all, of course it's not going to work. Of course everyone's corrupt.
Yeah, the sun's gonna die eventually.
Yeah, nothing's going to happen. Like, this kind of negative outlook, but at the same
Yeah,
time,
she's more cynical than you would expect.
it doesn't make me feel depressed to think like that. I try to find some hope in nihilism.
She's maybe Zen is a better word. Yeah,
Maybe by saying that
like a Buddhist kind of approach.
if, for example, if I feel like there's some big world concept that is potentially going to ruin the world, I don't know, it's the year 2020. There's been many things
We're
like
going
this.
down, folks.
Many things that have happened this year where everyone feels like the world is ending. But for me, I feel like, okay, well, if everything bad happens, the best thing I can do is to maintain a positive family. And if my family is, doing something positive, the rest of the world might be going down, but this is my small circle of influence.
Yeah.
And I can influence this small circle, and that's about it. So I feel, sometimes I
You're-
can feel
you're
nihilistic.
influencing them out there.
Yes, but I think
Maybe a
that
little bit. I don't know.
we have much more influence on our family than we do on people on the internet.
She doesn't do this YouTube thing for influence necessarily.
No. If I could do it anonymously, that would be nice. Like
mean,
I
you-
said, I want a private life.
You do want to help people though, but
Yeah.
it's like not in the influence kind of way, if you know what I mean, lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, needless to say, I do have a nihilistic streak in me, even though I do feel generally pretty positive. I think I can maintain positivity, even though I do feel nihilistic about a lot of things. All right, let's go to our next question.
The next question is, if you could wake up tomorrow and gain one quality or ability, what would it be?
It might be a little selfish to say this because it's not one quality, but one ability that I would like to have. Can I choose something magical?
Okay, yeah.
Is I would love,
There are no rules here.
I would love to be able to snap my fingers and our family would appear in a different location.
Whoa.
This means that there is
Oh,
no
like
need for travel.
Teleportation.
Yes, we could instantly, boom, be in Tokyo. Boom, be in Rio de Janeiro. Boom, be at my parents' house. Boom, be at your parents' house. Oh, it would
Your
be
parents'
amazing.
house.
Your parents' house. It would be so great because just that travel process, I love, like we said, we like to travel and go places and have adventures, but sometimes the travel part of it, sometimes we say travel is a curse. We love to be there, but we don't like to get
I mean,
there.
it could be kind of fun, but planning for traveling is not fun.
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of other things that I would actually really like to do if I had a genie with a magic lamp and I could, gain one quality or ability. But this is the first thing that came to my mind. And also I drank a couple sips of this wine port. So that was my answer.
So she wants to teleport to the wine shop.
No, I don't. We'd probably drink.
Is that what you do when you teleport?
I probably drink alcohol maybe once a month, maybe less.
Yeah,
So
once a month's about right.
yeah, maybe one glass of wine once a month. So they might say I'm a lightweight. What about you? What is one quality or ability that you would like to have?
So I was thinking about this, and first I thought invisibility. That's kind of cliche, but
Classic.
I think I would rather have, probably a lot of you have watched Star Wars. Do you remember in the original Star Wars where Ben Kenobi walks up to the stormtrooper and says, he like waves his hand and basically hypnotizes them and just like kind of makes them do what he wants?
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
we are not the travelers you're looking for.
Oh yeah, he says
That
something
thing.
like that.
You will let me into the building. I would do that.
So you already said you want to be king. You want to have influence, and now you want people to do what you want.
No, it's not that I want to trick them. It's that I want to like find out things. Like I would go to the White House and I would go to the guards and I'd be like, I belong here. And then I would go into
my cat sweater,
the White
I belong
House
here.
and I'd go up to Donald Trump for now. Eventually it'll be Joe Biden, I guess, or whoever. I don't know. And I'd be like, I belong here. That would be
Tell me all your secrets.
Yeah. You will tell me what you're really thinking.
Oh.
Or I'd go up to like a CIA agent or something. You will show me your secret faults. And then I would have all the knowledge, and then knowledge is power.
And you would rule the world.
No, I'd be like a journalist kind of guy. I'd like reveal it to the world. Unless what I found was so dangerous, which I assume there's probably something super dangerous out there, then I'd be like, never mind, I'm not sharing this with the world. Then everybody would go crazy. Which is probably what they're thinking.
Yeah.
See, this is where my mind goes.
So I think we're kind of different.
So maybe
this.
instant hypnotism.
Oh.
Hypnotism.
As long as you are someone using your powers for good.
I would use it for good, guys.
Yeah, because there's also a lot of bad that can be done in this situation.
You will jump off the building.
You will give me all of your money.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Good. That's good. All right.
That's how you know I'd use my power for good.
Yes, let's go to our last question. Our final question is, what do you feel the most grateful for in life?
I have only cliche answers for this, but they're cliche because they're true. I am very grateful that I have a fantastic, amazing wife. Yeah, you guys have no idea. Although you might have an idea. And healthy children, great children, fantastic baby. And good health myself. There you go.
That's great.
That's the trifecta.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking those things.
And then she thought.
Of course, I have a wonderful husband and children, but I also think that
She loves our minivan.
it is this Christmas tree. I'm just kidding. It's not the Christmas tree. I think that something that kind of brings all of this together is I'm extremely grateful for our job.
I was going to say, you guys.
Well, you were highly included in that because without you, we wouldn't have a job teaching English.
Yeah.
But I think it's true that, yes, we can have a great husband or kids or health, but if you can't spend time together, then it's kind of sad, right? So because of this job, we can work from home. We can work for ourselves. If it's a beautiful day outside, we throw away work and go outside and go for a hike. If it's raining or an awful day outside, we do work. So it's so flexible that, thanks to you, that we can really spend time together. And that's what I love to do the most. So being able to have this kind of open-ended lifestyle where we're doing something that we like, something creative, where at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. at night, we can sit in front of our Christmas tree and drink wine and ask silly questions to each other. And I hope you watch it. But we get to do that. And we also get to, because of that, we also get to spend time with each other. So I think that I'm really grateful for this job. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. I'm grateful for you.
And none of this would be possible without the internet.
Yeah.
So really, we should be grateful for the internet.
Wow. Thank you, Internet.
Thank you, Internet.
So on that note, I would like to thank you so much for watching this conversation. And thank you, Dan, for joining me.
You're welcome. I hope it wasn't too crazy.
Yes, I hope this is interesting and useful to you for vocabulary, for grammar, for your listening skills. If you would like to take your listening skills to the next level, maybe you watched this conversation and you thought, yeah, I understand Dan and Vanessa pretty well, but I can't understand movies and TV shows. I can understand them, but I can't understand other people. Well, I have some good news. I would like to invite you to join us in our course, the 30-Day English Listening Challenge. On December 22nd, we're going to be opening the pack 5 of the listening challenge, which means that we've done this for 5 years in a row. Woo. Amazing. At the end of every year, we open the listening challenge, a new version of the listening challenge. And that means that in the month of January, I will give you a new listening lesson every day, and that will challenge your listening skills and help you to build your knowledge. So I hope that you'll be able to join us. Thank you so much for joining us. Let us know in the comments some answers to these questions so that we can learn more about each other
Yes.
and get to know you.
Let us know the most embarrassing moments of your life.
Yes. Please let us know on the internet in the comment section. That will be great. Well, thank you so much for learning English with us, and we'll see you again next Friday for a new lesson here on my YouTube channel. Bye.
Okay, the next question is your ouch. Dang it! All right. I'm not moving.
So on that note,
Oh, wait, I wasn't ready.
still
Still not ready. Okay, I'm ready now. It's 20%, you know.
That's a lot. You're like ending off on the dragon and fly away. I was not expecting that.
I know. Well, I said everybody was kissing me, so I thought it should be absurd at the end. What? Hide your puppies.
What? My puppies?
She's a nihilist.
A nihilist doesn't mean you're a murderer.
Will to power. Oh, the word's mind control.
You want to have mind control?
Oh, I'm just listening to you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's say
I
our
can
next.
move on to yours.
Hey, that's mine.
You drink too slow.
No, I'm also talking and trying to organize a video at the same time.
I save all my sips for in between. It's so
90.
easy. It's my wife.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say you.
I was gonna say my precious couch.
This wine.
This Christmas tree. This table that I found at a flea market. I love you.
The next step is to download my free ebook, 5 Steps to Becoming a Confident English Speaker. You'll learn what you need to do to speak confidently and fluently. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more free lessons. Thanks so much. Bye.